Hello again. Today I'm going to add a supplement to the previous video. This time I'm just going to show the design, just the red part, the virtual cube that appears. And I'll show you something else. I added a little, this is a roll of paper towels. It's white, it's easier to see than the back scratcher. You see, I added some black duct tape to the outside so that those red borders that were getting in the way of the design before are no longer visible. This time I'm just going to go back and forth and show the red virtual cube a bunch so that I can get it from all different angles, because I don't know, it didn't show up super well in the last video, so I thought the most important part of the design should be seen more. I'll also show you in the back here. I guess you can't really see, but there's a power strip back here. That's all it is, 120 volt plugged into the 4 lamps on the side. The lights on the inside of the design are just energy efficient red light bulbs. You can buy them at any store you go to. Oh, also this little square in the middle, if you're wondering, that's just a really powerful rare earth metal magnet. There's another one on the other side. It holds the pieces of plexiglass together because they're only supported on the outside of the square, so the middle tends to bow outwards, so I just added a magnet in the middle. It cuts off a tiny little bit of the design, but not so much that it's going to hurt anything. Okay, let me turn the light on, off, and then we'll see if we can see the design a little better. Oh, not yet. There we go, getting closer. Maybe adding some contrast would help. It's pretty faint. Starting to think that the light going through the edges was helping a lot. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Getting up close makes it nice and easy. Let's see. Those big red circles on the sides, by the way, those are the holes where the red lights are coming through. So those lights aren't part of the cube. The front square should be pretty visible. The corners of the cube you'll see are a lot brighter than the rest. That's because the transparencies to the light, they're all clear. Because, well, I won't explain the mechanics in detail, but if your eye was in the middle of one of the bars that makes up the cube, you'd only see bar. So those parts are brighter just because of the way I made it. Okay, let me find these ladders. There we go. You can see that the cube actually comes out of the front of the design. It might not be easy to see here, but this device doesn't just project a cube behind whatever surface the cube is drawn on. It actually comes out of the screen as far as you want. If you read the book that I wrote, it'll explain how that works. Of course, I can't go through where it projects. If I did, it'll just get blurry. Because the way the light comes together, let's see if we can try that. Yeah, see, it's just red everywhere. You can't see anything. But if you go a little ways back, you can see what looks like a vertical bar. By the way, this is a hollow cube with just legs. It's not a solid cube, in case you're confused by the line part. Let's see, there we go. Some of these angles, you see that there's more obtrusive red light. This kind of stuff right here that's not really part of the cube, that's because the little pyramids were hand folded, so they don't have they don't perfectly block light in all the directions they're supposed to. If everything was perfect, Well, it still wouldn't be perfect because the transparencies project light through them, even though they're supposed to be printed black. That's why I chose red light, because white light comes through the transparencies a lot more. So if this was white lights in the back, which would have been cheaper and easier, you wouldn't be able to see as much. Although in theory, if I'd printed colored transparencies, the design could also have color. Let's just zoom in. You can see each one of those little holes. There's a little hole on the other side of the pyramid. The light comes through a design that's printed on the back side on the pyramids themselves, and on the other side there's an orifice which light either goes through or it doesn't, because if it hit part of the picture that's printed on the pyramid, it won't come through the little hole. So that's where the dark ones are. All you need to do is get the right pictures in the right place. There's nothing beyond that. It really is quite simple. It took a long time to fold by hand, but making something like this with the machine would be trivial. Oh, ran a stupid ladder. Alright. The other problems you can see, like I said, the extra light, that would be taken care of by machines in theory. But those red lights on the side, well, all you really need is a box or some surface, anything that's behind it that has a nice even lighting. My idea was to use a box, but of course, if the holes on the side where the light comes from are always going to be brighter. Alright, I got tons and tons of video. That should be good enough.